it's very easy to underestimate the speed that your trains are running at, and this adds a whole new dimension to getting your model layout to run in a much more realistic way. Hi there everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel with me, Jenny Kirk. It's really great to see you and I hope I find you well. Now today we're going to be looking at a product that's something that answers a question that I know a lot of people do ask about model railways, and that is, what scale speed are the trains actually moving at? And it's something that in model form it's very easy to underestimate the speed that your trains are running at. And I've seen it time and time again, trains running through a landscape and what I estimate to be a scale 150 to 200 miles an hour plus. And if you're looking for a more authentic kind of running session, then really actually the product that might be quite useful for you is this speedometer for trains, for model trains from DRM. And this has very kindly been sent in for review by Tramfabrique, who you may know as being the UK and European stockists of the Train-O-Matic range of decoders and smart power packs. And we've got a link in the description box down below for this product that we're going to be taking a look at today. So come with me in association with Train-O-Matic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts, and also with the support of PD Models, makers of 3D printed models and detailing accessories that are perfect for enhancing your own modelling projects in any scale or gauge. And let's take a look at this train speedometer from DRM. Now, I know from my own experiences that estimating the speed of trains up here on Weir Yard can be really difficult. Now, a lot of people say I tend to run my trains quite slow, and they do like that, but I actually have no idea of just what speed they are running at. So I'm really grateful to Tramfabrique for sending this over, because I am quite curious. And one of the things that I like about this is that it's not just for double O. This is actually infinitely configurable, so you're able to set this up not just for UK 00, but also UK N, Z, TT, HO, and it also covers different speeds. You can have miles per hour and kilometers per hour, and also time. So if you want to know how long it is taking your train to get between a set couple of points, then you can use that too. So if you're using a scale which isn't natively supported by this, you can still work out the scale speed that your train is running at. So I'm really looking forward to putting this to the test, and we're going to use this on Weir Yard and get a sense of just how fast trains are running and what that scale speed equates to. Now this unit is powered really easily through 5 volts, and it comes with this really handy USB cable. Now I'm sure that all of you have one of those power socket to USB adapters which are great for charging mobile phones, or even one of those battery power banks is also perfectly adequate for powering up this device. And in this video we're going to be showing you not just how to set it up for your scale, and seeing just how easy it is to change between miles per hour, kilometers per hour, or even the time interval. And we're going to be going through some of its different setup options which are suitable even if you model Japanese HO, Japanese N gauge, which are actually a slightly different scale to European or UK or US N gauge and HO, and this unit allows you to very easily set between them so you can accurately measure that scale speed. So we're going to go over to my handy little board and rostrum camera, and we're going to take a close look at what comes in this package. The package itself contains everything that you need for setting up the DRM digital speedometer for model trains, and There's no manual that comes with it on paper, but a user manual is downloadable from drm.com.tw/download. You also get the USB cable of the correct pattern to plug into this. So what we're going to do is get it out of the packet and just see how easy this is to set up. It's quite a small compact module, and you can see here we've got the two detectors, which essentially, as the train runs past here, it works out for the scale that you've chosen and the units that you've chosen, the exact speed that train is going past in terms of a scale speed. Now the screen itself comes with a screen protector on, so I'm just going to peel that off so we get a much clearer view once we turn it on. It also comes with 4 little plastic feet that just clip in, and this just holds the unit up into the air, which just makes it a little bit more manageable. Again, no soldering, no screwing of anything in. These just clip easily through the holes and give you some feet there, and that just holds it above track height and just makes sure that you get a good reading as the train goes past. Now the USB connector on this has a connector that I've not seen for quite some time, but you can see there it's of the type that if you've got a Mercedes car, certainly of the last 5 years or so, then the stereos used to use this type of connector. And then the other end is just standard USB. As I said in the introduction, you can plug this into a power bank, or if you've got one of those plug sockets that gives you a USB port. And I've actually got a power brick, one of the 4-way power items that's got one of those 4-way power adapters, and it's got 2 USB sockets, and I'm going to plug it into that, and you could even power this straight off your computer. So I've got that plugged in now, and you can only plug this in one way up, and you can see there immediately it powers up, and we've got detect speed. So if I just go across there, and it's already preset for UK00, and as you can see it shows you the speed and then it resets after a little length of time, so it's now ready to detect the next train passing, and that's showing 30.5 miles per hour. Now if you want to set this up for a different gauge, different territorial area, it's really easy. First things first, you'll see there's 2 push button switches here on the side. What you want to do to power it down, first of all, just pull this USB socket out. You'll see the screen goes blank, and then you want to hold down the top button and then plug it back in. Keep holding that top button and you'll see it goes to speed unit. Press the bottom button, it says set MPH. Press the top button now to change that to kilometers per hour. Press it again, and that's set time. So we can go through mile per hour, kilometers per hour, set time. I'm going to leave this on miles per hour. We then press the bottom button and we're ready to test. So just to show you that with different units, let's just unplug that in, keep holding the speed unit, and let's change that to kilometers per hour. OK that, and then let's just go across, and we've got 43.3 kilometers per hour, and the unit does remember that. So even if you unplug it and replug it back in, absolutely fine, it will remember the settings that you put in. But I'm going to want this in miles per hour, so just going to plug that back in. Really easy to switch between them. Set mile per hour, and yes, and then there we go, 36.7 miles per hour. This is in UK00. If we want to change the scale or gauge, then we can again do that really easily. What we need to do is just cycle through to set area and then press the bottom button. So we've got UK, go to the top button and we can change that to Japan, Europe, USA, and then it's back to the UK. Press the bottom button. We've now got scale 00. Again, click through with the top button so you can see there it's showing 00, N, O, TT, and then back to 00. And then confirm that with the bottom button. And what this means is that you can actually, if you run as I do, say O gauge and 00, you can swap between them. If we go to, let's just try Japan. So we're going to OK that. So it's Japanese HO and detect the speed. And what this means is that this caters for the different scales. And I actually didn't realise this, but certainly between different regions, N gauge and HO are slightly different scales, but this module allows you to cater between all of those. And certainly if you collect, say, Japanese N gauge and UK N gauge, you can actually set up their scale speeds perfectly easily using this. So we've got this now on the layout. It's just placed there, and those plastic feet do mean that there's no risk of any shorting. It just holds it up off the track. So I've got a locomotive ready, and I'm just going to drive that past there. So as we can see on the NCE, I've got the locomotive selected, and I'm going to put it to mode 20. And that's actually at 8.9 miles per hour. And I'm going to just run it back the other way. .9 miles an hour. So that means that if we just swap between forwards and reverse, that locomotive is actually maintaining a steady speed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed that up. So we've got this to 60, and you can see there that it's definitely detecting the difference in speed. Now, one of the things that you might find, you can see here on this track, there's another track back here, and it's perfectly possible for the unit to detect the wrong locomotive or indeed get confused. And there is a way to adjust the sensors. So, for example, if I just, hold on one moment, wait for that to reset. If it was just getting too sensitive and was detecting a train running on this track, then what we can actually do is just adjust that sensitivity. So what we need to do is just unplug it, let it power down, hold on to the top button, plug it back in, wait for that to go into that mode, press the top button again, sensor adjust, and this is what we want. So we need to now just get ourselves a small screwdriver, and what we can do here is, you can see it's just adjusting that sensitivity, and that should disappear when it just gets too far away. And then what we can do is, using a small screwdriver in there, we can adjust that until it's just at the right point. So say you want it to only detect the train on this track, we can adjust that right down. If you want it to detect something on a further track, then we can turn that right up. We can then adjust the other sensor. So we're just going to move over here, and let's just make sure that that is only detecting the train on this track. And it's as simple as that. We can then OK it, and we're back to functioning mode. You can also use it, as I said before, for different gauges. So I've got a length of O gauge track here. I'm just going to move that in front of the detector. I'm going to get the train onto the track, and I'm just going to, first of all, we need to set up the area. So set area, and we want UK. We want scale 00, no N, O gauge, and we're going to OK that. And what we're going to find now is that if I now run this train past, and that's 3.4 miles per hour. That's 9.7 miles per hour. And you can see the difference that this makes. So for example, if I change this back to, let's set area UK, scale 00, and let's OK that. I can now, if I then run the wrong locomotive past, you can see that that is different. I'm going to go back to set area, UK, and we want O. OK that. And we're going to and you can see that there is a difference between the different scales and the different speed. And the reason for this is quite simply that the scale distance from there to there in O gauge is less than the scale distance from there to there in 00. And of course that then is less distance than the scale distance between there and there in N. One of the things that I could see though that would be an improvement if they bring out a newer version of this is perhaps to consider having the two sensors and their adjusters on a separate bar, which would be connected by a fly lead, and that would allow this module to be more permanently mounted, say in the fascia of your model railway, and have these surreptitiously hidden away, say underneath the bridge. And that would mean that this unit could remain in situ and give you a real-time readout of the trains on your layout without having to plug it in and set it up each time. But certainly as it stands, this module really is quite useful. And I've been quite surprised that the speeds that I was expecting it to read from these locomotives is not the speed I was expecting. And it just goes to show how difficult it is without a speedometer set up like this to know the exact speed of your trains. And certainly this is going to make more prototypical operation possible, not just here on Weir Yard, but also on Mynydde Tatus and my O gauge layout as well. In terms of price, we're looking at €46.80, and that works out at approximately £40. And it is a module which you only need one of on your model railway, so it does offer remarkably good value when you consider that you can use it for setting the scale speed of all of your trains. Well, I hope you found today's video informative, and don't forget we've got a link down below to Tramfabrique, the UK and European stockists, where you can find this product from DRM. Did you like the video today? Is this a product that you find useful? I'd certainly love to hear from you. Certainly, if you've already got one of these, it'd be great to find out your experiences with it as well. Or is this a product that is now on your radar and are you looking forward to testing out just what the real scale speed of your locomotives is? And certainly, as I said in the introduction, it's very easy to underestimate the speed that your trains are running at, and this adds a whole new dimension to getting your model layout to run in a much more realistic way. Also, don't forget to tickle that like button and do consider sharing this video as well. And you can check out all of our merch in the links down below, where you can get your own Jenny Monday Club and Gronk It Up, Do You DMU, and all the other t-shirts and hoodies. We've got the mugs, we've got the die cut stickers, and certainly you can also head on over to All Mouse Media, where you can buy my books and the ones that I write collaboratively with the Cupboard Monkey as well. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, happy modelling and bye for now. Today's video is sponsored by Train-O-Matic, makers of DCC decoders designed to be fully compatible with every manufacturer's locomotive. Visit train-o-matic.com to browse the full range and see what they've got suitable for you. Today's video also comes with the support of PD Models, makers of a whole range of 3D printed kits and accessory detailing that brings something special to your model layout. Available in a number of different scales and gauges, this range is sure to have something for you, so check them out at the affiliate link down below to see what they have got today to make your model layout something special. PD Models are also well known for their museum quality models that can be made bespoke to order, so do contact them if you have some specific requirements and see if they can do something special for you. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Offshore Allen, oorail.co.uk, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Brian and Dorothy Mudd, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Sparky107107, George Botterini, Chris Moss, Robert Steers, MD of San Juan Model Company and Grantline Products, Sam Yates, Dale Williams, John N. from NC, NYMRish, Jonathan Foster, Peter, Graham Foster, Clifford Ison, Larry W. Grant, NI Railways 4000 class, Ian Coulson, and Alan Dickerson. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.